Behind every good man, there's always a woman secretly controlling the options. The problem is that when a woman doesn't know how male nature works, what will happen is that they tend to notice they experience a lot of frustrations. Men are very easy to control. They really are. You just have to avoid certain kind of guys, like for example, athletes, high power CEOs. They suffer from control problems. But the average guy, they're very easy to control. Even really high value men that a lot of women want. Now, I know a lot of you ladies have different definitions of high value, right? Okay, whatever. But the point is that guys are much more easier to control if you know the strategies that I'm gonna teach you today. Women who don't do this encounter men that literally do the opposite of what they say after a while. Encounter men who fucking hate their guts. Encounter men that are tired of their woman nagging. Nagging is a woman who doesn't know how to control the options in a strategic way. So today I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. And you know, it says Bronx mode, but this is really my board. It's outside and I don't want to bring it in. So that's why we're gonna stay in Bronx mode. But don't worry, people, you don't need to call 911. You don't need to call the Child Protective Agency. You don't, right? No need to call the hospital preemptively. Everything's fine. No stabbings, no slashing tires, okay? And don't forget, people, Father Alex is an artist, so I'm also selling my paintings. This one is for sale, $1,500. This is a pastel painting that's for sale. Yesterday, I just sent the painting. This one's also for sale, $1,500. Plus shipping and plus the frame. You could purchase all of my other paintings. If you guys don't want something more affordable, you could purchase something like this. It's done by my students, but it's also affordable because it's done under my supervision, my own painting style. It's a painting, people. It's not a photo. And this is honestly, it's very similar to what I'm gonna talk about today. But you can purchase them in the description down below. So what I just did there was I control the options, right? Actually, this one is also $100. It is like a smaller one. It's done in gouache. But what I'm giving you guys is the strategy, which is controlling the options, right? So control the options. What does that mean? If you want to go on vacation, rather than saying where do you want to go with a guy, it's always good to give us options. That's how you really exert control. Baby, what do you think of going to Jamaica, Brazil, or Bali, for example? That's how you give them an option that you want, as opposed to giving open-ended questions. Studies show that, you know, even in sales, you'll notice when you go to my website, I have the option of $99, $97, $150, and $200, right? And what I want you to purchase is the $150 options, okay? So I control the options by giving you the $150 option and making it seem like it's in the middle. And in reality, that's exactly what I want you guys to do. So a lot of women, if you notice, a lot of women don't think about this tactically. They just try to exert direct control. That's really because of ego. You have to be more sophisticated with how you present things to people and stop being so abrupt, so direct, and so controlling, okay? So always present different options that you like, and I can promise you men are wired to respond to that. The next option is label whatever you want as masculine, right? And I was talking to a client where the guy was the type of guy that didn't like to work out. And I always say, I was like, yo, client, just talk about guys that work out. Tell them about a professional or even what you call it? What do you call those people? Fucking TV, the ones that are acting, an actor, right? Tell them how cool it is that he goes from skinny to strong. And an example is Tom Cruise. Well, she started doing that, right? And they had a healthy relationship, so he could handle comparisons without really getting toxic, right? But she said that he all of a sudden started going to work out more. All of a sudden, right? Where she was praising guys that worked out indirectly. It wasn't like she was like, look, he's working out and you a bitch. Come on, man. What are you doing, right? She was just slightly praising it. And it took 2 months. I told her, just go slow. Go slow. Don't bring it up. Don't elaborate too much. Just for example, as you're walking through the streets and see people working out, just say, oh man, I gotta start working out. You know, I think it's so cool when people work out, right? Or even talk about how one of her friends got a new girlfriend because she caught him working out and she went up to him. Guys only do things that even go against their will, their own very benefit, if men consider it to be masculine. Men are desperate to be masculine, and anytime you give them you set a goalpost about what it is to be masculine, most guys will try to fucking hit that ball right through the zinger right here. It's just how guys work. And because of that, that's why guys will do steroids. That's why some guys in Dominican culture, we work 18-hour days. That's fucking crazy. You must be out your fucking mind. In Mexico, when I was trying to date this Mexican girl when I was younger, from the Villa Cenotes, the dad told me, si tú no trabajas en construcción y tú no te ensucias trabajando, tú no puedes salir con mi hija, porque los hombres se ensucian. I'm like, this fucking Mexican is out of his fucking mind. And then I looked at his daughter, and I'm like, you know what? This guy's making sense. I didn't do it, right? But the point is that all the guys at the church that wanted to be with her, including a fucking 22-year-old when she was 15, I know, it's crazy. They all started working in construction. All of them. My lazy ass, I'm like, fuck this shit. Look, I am not in the Jesus time to be working in construction, man. I want to learn programming when I was younger. And so because of that, I never got with her. I think she went with my basis. It was a fucking, man, I can't believe I lost to that fat ass. But the point is that guy, the construction guy, control the options. You either work in construction and be a man, or you don't get with my daughter. And those guys eventually started seeing construction as a manly thing. It's what they do here in Mexico. They equate jobs that get you dirty as manly. And a lot of guys get in that because they want to look manly, right? That's really how you manipulate guys, make it masculine, right? Shit, number 3. You know, you think I leave myself... Oh, yeah, I did leave myself clues. What do you guys think this one is? Let me give you guys 5 seconds. Look at this. This is a clue. Alex, we know what the fuck it is. Well, then tell me what it is. Which one do you think it is? You don't know. Mirror them. As you're getting to know people, we're talking about controlling people. And one of the things about people is that they try to hide their negative traits, right? They try to hide that they're controlling, that they're toxic, that maybe they're a narcissist, that maybe they like to do drugs, for example. And so they tailor their image in front of you. And one of the ways they know whether or not to reveal certain things is how you react to subtle things, lower forms of things. Just say, for example, man, my friend smokes cigarettes. And you're like, I hate guys who smoke cigarettes. And he's like, oh shit, okay, well, let me not tell her I do crack. let me hide that crack pipe a little bit more, right? And so what it does is that you actually make people much more defensive, right? And so what you want to be able to do is lower people's defenses, right? And how do you lower people's defenses? Well, there's some strategies that you guys can implement that allows you to lower people's defenses. One of them is mirroring them. When people talk, don't judge them. For example, I remember one time me and my mom, we were watching a movie, and I don't know, like, okay, this is actually very interesting. And like, I got really comfortable with her, and I was like, yo, that's fucking cool. And she was like, what you say? And I'm like, oh, I thought we were cool. I'm like, nah, eso estaba bien. And I remember I closed down after that. Because I thought I was like, okay, now I could curse around her. She's cool, But then she was like, she instantly went back to like, and I'm like, you know what? Let me not show her how I really am, right? And I experienced that. And if she would have just mirrored me, went along with it, like, she would have gotten to know me a little bit more when I was younger, right? But because of that, like, immediate judgment and just being so judgmental about something that everyone is, when you ask yourself why I don't know my kids, well, because maybe they just felt you were judging them. So it's kind of similar to that. Sometimes if you really want to get to know people, and if people around you lie to you a lot, it's because, you got to learn how to have that social persona where you sort of mirror people so that they can open up and show you who they really are. Me, people, I'm like a chameleon, right? Not in a bad way. I don't lie to people. But for example, if I'm in Mexico and I have a drawing group, people, I use neutral words like, Latinx, right? I don't believe in that bullshit, but I go with it because that's what artists here enjoy. They go with it. They have non-gender neutral words. I go with it. Like, honestly, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want you guys to come and enjoy, have a good time, right? Like, I don't want you guys to close yourself down to me. If I'm in the, because I lived in New York City, the most gay area was Bushwick. People, I like Trump, but I'm like around them. I'm like, okay, fuck Trump. I'm with it. Like, you know what I mean? Because I care about you, and I want to get to know you. You know, so this political thing is no big deal to me. So I'd rather just go with the flow, right? Unless it's crazy shit is happening. But that's how you really get open people. And then what happens is that once you mirror people, you're able to then sway them in your direction, right? Like you're able to, for example, if you're a liberal and I'm a deep Trump supporter, by the way, I like Trump, but not, the only reason why I support Trump is because of how much people exaggerate about the guy. I don't even like the guy. I just hate how much people exaggerate to the point where I'm like, okay, listen, man, I don't like this nigga, but you're calling him Hitler, really? Really? You're forcing me to defend this fucking clown just because you can't give a realistic appraisal. Anyway, so because of that, I've been able to convince a lot of people, not of my point of views, but when we talk, there's a less defensive attitude. Unless it's my friend John, he's a socialist, so we sort of have silly debates. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is that mirroring is how you make people less defensive. And men, when they feel like you're judging them, they'll lie about shit, man. They'll lie. You know, they'll lie. And you don't want people to immediately feel that they have to lie to you. And that's how you consistently, when you have too much of high standards, one of the problems with having standards is that you don't communicate them the right way. You communicate them too quickly. You gotta find out if they meet your standards. Don't tell them your standards. Find out if they meet them. So sometimes you have to camouflage your standards. Right? That's one with mirror. Next one is selective honesty. No, selective weakness. Now, what does that mean, selective weakness? Well, essentially is weakness in many ways. I'm weak to you. I like you so much. I am so attracted to you. You do that to see how they react when someone's really into them. Some people change their personality if they sense you're not willing to walk away. You might even say you have a weakness because you need him. Hey, baby, I can't change the light bulb. Hey, baby, I can't pick up the box. Hey, baby, I can't open the screw. You do that to make him feel masculine, to make him feel needed. You do selective weakness. It makes them your slave, pretty much, right? Selective weakness makes people your slave. It's almost like in identity politics, the most marginalized group has the moral high ground. So you use that as your advantage, right? Here in Mexico, you have the Morena group, where it's the politicians that supports the indigenous groups. It's literally the equivalent of the left in America. Rather than black people, indigenous. But what happens? They're only using them to manipulate the masses. They don't even care about the indigenous people. Fucking, let me not even give my opinion of other people's politics here. But the point is, it's very similar to where they're like, oh, we support you. Hey, people, we represent the Morenas. Oh, look, we're so angel. And people are like, of course, we support you. Look at them. They're so altruistic. By you supporting weakness, by you using even women, not just people, people use weakness. For example, the movie Happy Gilmore, where Adam Sandler wanted to play football, and every time he brought up football, his mom acted like she was having a headache. His mom acted like, fuck, I can't breathe. I know, that's what's fucking choking you. Oh my God, he's kicking. Shut up, man, I'm just joking. And so she was, he kept thinking I was right. Shut up, man, Jesus Christ. So every time he brought up something, like, for example, like playing football, she was like, I have a headache, foosball, and I would completely shut down the conversation. But that's Bronx mode type of shit. Don't do that. This selective weakness is all about not making your man lazy. You could do a lot of things, but sometimes you gotta act as though you can't, so that guys can, by labeling it as masculine. Honestly, look, man, if you think this is difficult, it's because you just don't plan ahead. Any guy could fall for this. I swear to God, any guy falls for this. It's a universal thing. You might think it doesn't, but that's because most likely you do it wrong and then tell people you watch my channel. Okay? So selective weakness, like I said, is opening up. Let them know you like them to see how they react, right? Open up your vulnerability to see whether or not they open up, as a way to open up, actually. Tell them a weakness, selective honesty. That's an example. and see whether or not they use it against you in an argument. Those things, weakness, allows you to reveal so much about them that the guy just doesn't notice. And last but not least, control the options. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is that you give them two options when you meet people. You either want a relationship or you don't. You either respect me or you don't. There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground. Some women give away middle ground, and that actually self-sabotages and makes the relationship less good. You give people a limited option, and it automatically gives you power. You don't sway from what you want. You say what you want. You either respect me or I'm walking away. You either treat me the way I'm asking you to treat me or I'm walking away. You either give me what I want, if it's based on something rational, no psycho shit, or I'm walking away. Too many women just like bend. And don't get me wrong, there are things that you compromise, I get it. But when I talk about this, you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. You deeply want a relationship and they offer you something else, and so you accept it, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but that if that's what you really want, you should never compromise. Ever compromise what you want. Now, if no one's buying it, then you got to lower the price. There's some women out there that set their price high and they say, oh, that's my value. And I'm like, that's not your value because nobody wants it. You got to lower. Your value is what people want to buy, is what people are willing to sacrifice for. And so there's a lot of women that are unrealistic. So I'm only saying this if you're realistic about yourself. If what you're asking is actually realistic, right? And usually most women in this here are watching and what they want a monogamous relationship, right? They don't want a situationship. They don't want to be engaged for more than 2 or 3 years. They don't want to be with someone who hits them, that abuses them. They move the goalposts because they like them that much. Fuck that shit, man. You can't do that. I'm poking you right now. You can't stop poking us. You can't do that. And then you tell people you watch my channel. You know? You can't. The fuck? Stop that! Oh shit! Y'all fighting back? The hell's your problem, man? How you guys doing that shit? So remember, okay, let's give a quick summary, and then I'm gonna give you guys my quick dialogue. Control the options, right? Tell them what you want, and don't sway. It's like with Trump, right? Before he got into office, he didn't. And I'm not saying that I agree with this. He's going nuts the last. Losing my support, if I'm being honest with you. But he started doing tariff wars with Mexico, and then he was like, all right, and then now you either do what I say or I keep the tariffs on. Or, you don't do what I say, I keep the tariffs. You do what I say, I remove the tariffs. And guess what happened? That's controlling the options. How did he do that? Well, tariffs wasn't a problem. He created a problem and then said, now you have a dilemma. I either keep this problem here or I remove it. What do you want to do? Or it's like a mobster saying, hey, I hear you have a problem. I hear some people might hurt you. And I don't think you want that, do you, huh? And you're like, no, well, guess what? I can help you. Help me from who? Well, the people who want to hurt you. You either give us 25% for protection or you let things happen. Unfortunate things happen. And now you're left with no options. Right? They're controlling the options, right? So that's one thing. And the thing is with the option is that they have to want you. So if you try to control the options and they don't really like you, what they are going to do is they're going to say, oh, fuck your options. I'm going to find someone else, right? Which is a sign that that's exactly what you want. You're realizing their mind. You're seeing through it. Remember, people are always trying to hide their true intentions. Selective weakness, right? This causes guys that like you, that loves you, they'll then come to you and try to fix whatever you're weak in, right? They'll try to help you, or even you could use this to show how much you like them, so that you can see how someone reacts when they have complete power over you, right? You double text, triple text. You just see how are they going to react to someone who shows them they like them. A lot of times, if they find that as needy, in my opinion, that's toxic. Because it's natural for people to like you, man. Like, aren't we tired of acting? Like, come on, man. The next thing is mirror their points of views. People hide who they really are. Show them a mirror and they'll open up. And you do that by validating their options, validating their self-opinion, validating their intelligence, right? Give them the illusions of options, all right? Mirror his point of views when wanting, okay, yeah, the illusion of options. And above all, anything you want them to do, make it look masculine. And this is not hard. It takes time, a few months to even, to do this, but slowly but surely, you could condition guys to see certain things as masculine. But you can't do that in one go. So if you're fucking psycho or you go Bronx mode, you always want quick changes. This is a very slow change. All right. Now look, people. The most important option you control is the fact that no matter what happens, if things don't work out, I'm gonna be happy. I love you. I appreciate.
So the most power you can ever control in life is just the ability to control your emotions. The ability to tell people you could do whatever you want to me, and I'm still gonna be happy. I may not be happy today, I may not be happy tomorrow, but eventually I'm gonna recover and come out stronger from the ashes, like the birds that come out from the ashes. Well, Sphinx, I don't give a fuck. And that is a type of power that nobody can take away from you. Your attitude towards life, your positive attitude, your ability to learn from your mistakes, where nothing wrong ever truly happens to you. Everything is a stepping stone towards your goal. Your positive mindset turns every shit into gold, you know? And that's what I have to tell you guys. With this channel, it's kind of like that. I'm always in control of the options in my life. If something bad happens to me, content. If something good happens to me, content. Right. And so that is a way that you exert full control in your life, man. And yeah, anyways, man, let me know what you guys think. And look, man, check out these paintings. Click on the description down below where it says purchase my paintings. And if you guys want a custom painting, well, then just let me know in the comment section. Put your email and I'll email you in the comment section. And there we come up with a quote about my paintings. They start off at $1,500, my paintings. But if you want something more affordable, I have students that I teach and that I edit too. So this painting is done by my student, but obviously I inputted it and put my, I made sure that it looks like I would paint it. You get what I'm saying? And these are much more affordable. They're $300. So they're actually 5 times more affordable than my normal paintings. Or I could just look, people, I could lie and say that I painted this, but I'm an honest person. I don't lie to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, man, thank you so much for your support.
If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys can check out my other courses that are more in-depth and more profound, such as the Psychological Game of Attraction, which is a course for women who are single, Natural Chemistry, which is a self-help course on women on how to build how to embrace their masculine energy, how to embrace their feminine energy, Natural Chemistry, which is a course for women who are in relationships, Charisma Blueprint, which is a course on how to build charisma, Emotional Mastery, which is a course on how to become emotionally resilient. It's pretty much I teach you what I use to manifest my current life, to be honest with you. And you could purchase them all by joining the Mindful Attraction University, where you could purchase all of my courses. Usually all of my courses are $99. If you purchase all of them, you could get, I believe is $3.99. You could purchase them all. And there you'll be able to get access. And if you don't like the course, you guys can get a refund from Father Alex. Father Alex doesn't scam his subscribers. Father Alex is here to help. So if you guys feel like this video helped, trust me, you will like the course, because it's very rarely that the courses that you purchase from me don't work for that, whatever you're trying to. A lot of people purchase Natural Chemistry to improve their relationships with their partners, and it works. There's plenty of testimony. Just go to the website, Psychological Game of Attraction. If you're single and you apply that course, you won't be single for long, right? I'm telling you, if you're somebody who's overly masculine or you have too much feminine energy, check out the feminine woman. It'll teach you how to balance it so that you could have that sensation where you're feminine, but there's strength emanating from you. Right? I mean, too many women have that feminine energy, but it emanates as weakness. I'm here to teach you guys how to use your masculine so that you could strengthen and show that feminine energy without really looking way too masculine or way too feminine. And that allows you to have that beautiful balance that men respect, but also find attractive, right? So you can purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care.